What in the Shannon Bedore is going on? Ralph Pittman from the Real Housewives of Atlanta has filed for divorce from Drew Sidora. He has nerve. Welcome back to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, your number one source for pop culture news and music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. I am somewhat shocked by this news. If you watched Ralph Pittman and Drew Sidora's relationship on The Real Housewives of Atlanta, then a lot of you aren't shocked. You're like, this was coming. I think I'm more shocked that he was the one to file for divorce. As you know, The Real Housewives of Atlanta's current season is wrapped. But it will be interesting to see, and the reason why I said Shannon Bedore at the top of this video, because you saw they finished the season of Real Housewives of Orange County, and her boyfriend decided to break up with her right after filming ended. It will be interesting to see if we can see any signs of cracks in their relationship.
Girl, this girl is delusional.
As I'm saying this, I'm like, Kempire, you already know you're going to see cracks. We've seen cracks in the last two seasons of Drew Sidora's relationship with Ralph Pittman. And so many of you said, Drew, get out of this relationship. He's toxic. He's no good for you. But he has the audacity to be the one. But that's how they do you. That's how they do you. Well, according to People magazine, they have this information. Shout out to the writers of this article, Dory Jackson and David Quinn. They write this: the Real Housewives of Atlanta's Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman are officially ending their marriage. People can exclusively confirm. According to documents obtained by People, Pittman's petition for divorce was received on Monday. He's seeking to end his partnership with the Game actress after nearly 9 years and several seasons under the scrutiny of their co-stars. Pittman, who's 37 years old, listed the couple's separation date as last Thursday. And the papers noted there's no chance or hope of reconciliation. Sidora, who's also 37, wed Pittman back in August of 2014. They later welcomed son Makai in June of 2015 and daughter Ania in February of 2018. The That's So Raven alum also has an 11-year-old son Josiah from a previous relationship. You know, they were talking about Ralph possibly adopting Josiah last season, and he showed hesitation. This all makes you kind of think, like, people are going to go back and nitpick this relationship from the past couple of seasons that we've seen, even though I know a lot of us are not surprised that this is where this relationship currently is. But Drew has been fighting to make this relationship work. So many of the couple's marital woes leading up to their divorce were chronicled on RHOA. Last year, Sidora discovered a suspicious text message between her husband and his female assistant, who was later fired. Quote, "Finding out my husband was getting close with his assistant was really hard for me," she said on the show. "I packed up my kids and we went to Chicago. I literally ran away from home." Sidora also said she wanted Pittman to, quote, respect the relationship. RHOA castmates also took with Kenya Moore calling Pittman so disrespectful as he faced accusations of gaslighting his wife. "You're basically saying that she's lying and how it happened was not how it happened," Moore said at the time during this 2022 episode. "That would piss me the F off if somebody said that to me, to my face, especially if I'm hurting. Do you not understand that? You're tearing her down." Despite their challenges, Sidora told BET last June that the pair plan to continue fighting for their marriage. "I thought it was like a Cinderella, like happily ever after, and so we thought that's what it was going to be," she said. "My parents, who have been married for like 60 years, made it look so easy. I'm in a situation where we have children, we're moving to a new city, life is happening, and people are growing as well as changing. It's hard because sometimes you're like, do I need to stay in this marriage or am I better off by myself? Then I think to myself, when two people commit and you keep committing to each other, what can we do to fix this? You're switching counselors to find the right one, but we're committed, and I think that's what keeps people together." Last season, we saw Drew and Ralph in marriage counseling, and one of those weird things that the counselor said, and I was like, where he put it more on Drew Sidora and what she's doing to please Ralph.
Don't be rude.
As I said to you before, the news of this divorce, pending divorce, is probably not going to be a shock to anyone. I think the biggest shock to me was that Ralph was the one to file it. But then again, I'm not completely shocked because if anything, what we've seen is that Drew would keep fighting for this marriage while he's running off to Tampa for God only knows for what reason. Till this day, we don't know what he went to Tampa for. And that whole texting with his assistant situation, I never really believed those stories that they were fishing us on their season. But apparently, there definitely was something going on in this relationship that wasn't copacetic. But the fact that they filed divorce, it will be interesting because I haven't heard anything about Drew Sidora's storyline or what will be playing out or what she's sharing for this current season. But it might be this news coming out right now might be letting us know a foreshadowing of what we will be seeing in regards to the relationship. So it probably won't be a complete shock once we see this season play out. But at the same time, do you think that reality TV is what put the nail in the coffin for this relationship? So often people say that if you look at the numbers of the amount of people that end up breaking up or getting a divorce after sharing their relationship on reality TV, it's pretty astonishing. It's pretty astonishing. And the sad part about this is that now they have to really figure out co-parenting because not only do they share their two children, they also have Josiah who looked to Ralph as a father. That will be complex, but it wouldn't be the first time. And I really do believe that the RHOA women that are on the show are going to rally around Drew during this time. But I'm a little more interested in regards to what is exactly happening during this season of Real Housewives of Atlanta and what exactly played out for Drew Sidora this season when it comes to her relationship with Ralph. Because like I said before, the last two seasons, it hasn't looked good. So I'm not completely shocked, but then at the same time, I would never believe that Drew would give up on her relationship. And I don't believe she gave up here because as we see, he's the one who filed for the divorce. Doesn't mean that she wasn't fully aware that he was doing it. Or, oh my, it wouldn't shock me that he sprung this divorce on her. Anyone else? I wouldn't be shocked if he sprung this divorce on her. That seems very consistent with his behavior, the way he sprung and left and went to Tampa and has all the cameras around the house monitoring what she's doing, yet we don't know what you're doing. Guys, I want to know your reaction to the news that Drew Sidora and Ralph Pittman are divorcing ahead of the new season of The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's continue this conversation in the comment section. As always, be sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you never miss out on breaking news when we go live or when we upload. Thanks for watching.
Ooh, you bring the lighter. I got the fuse.